homeless, living in our van. We didn't have any places to stay, we didn't have resources. We always mostly collecting scrap and cardboard and stuff just to stay alive and stay eating and stuff.
If I was going to use one word to describe that, I would say desperate. These families are absolutely desperate and in crisis because they don't know where their next meal is coming from. They don't know where their next night is going to be. They lived 1 or 2 nights in a motel. They lived 1 or 2 nights in the car. They live 1 or 2 nights with a family or a relative, and they are truly lost and do not know where to turn.
Living in a car is like you're staying at the park in the summer and you're eating fast food every day and you're spending all this money buying hygiene items and diapers and stuff like that. So I did have a job, but I couldn't save any money.
The Foothill Family Shelter provides a home, a shelter, food, and clothing for at-risk homeless families. And those, we have a total of 28 apartment units that we provide housing for families. Our goal is to keep families together, and our vision is to help them not repeat the cycle of homelessness, so that we provide the skills and the support that they need to move from being homeless to finding sustainable living.
Before the Foothill Family Shelter, I was living in Duarte, California, and I was working a lot, complete workaholic, making a lot of money, saving a lot of money, saving for retirement. I was on track to retire at 45, and I had experienced postpartum depression after I had my son, and I lost everything. All the savings, everything, and my home and everything like that.
At-risk is a term that we use for families that are in crisis, families that don't know where their next meal is coming from, families that don't know where they're going to spend their next night, families that don't know how they're going to be able to provide new shoes for their children, families that need medical help but they don't know where to find it.
The most helpful part for me was the fact that I was welcomed with open arms. It was very humbling because I worked straight out of high school and through college, and I seemed to have judged a lot of people who I thought were below me because I was such a hard worker. And when I seen other people who were either homeless or not working, I was very judgmental. So it kind of gave me like a rude awakening. So when they welcomed me with open arms and not judging me, just being like very, very sincere, very like understanding where I was coming from, it was amazing.
And so when they come to us, they are desperate, they're looking for help. We provide that, but we also ask them to be part of the program and that they have to work hard for this program too. It's just not a handout. We have a solid program that we have guidelines and we help them. And the first thing that we try to do is get them into the 2-bedroom apartment and get them stabilized. You can see a world of difference from the first time that we invite the family to move in and a week later when they come for their case management or their counseling appointment. All of a sudden that desperate need is not right there in the front. They're much more at ease. They know that they have stable housing for 120 days, because that's what our program is. For 4 months, we provide that free, fully furnished apartment for them. And then they can start making decisions and they can start working toward being self-sufficient.
I can't even say how, in so many ways, how they helped me, because when I came to apply, I was thinking I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't get accepted, because I didn't have anywhere else to go, and I was working, but I felt really hopeless, and my self-esteem was very low. I thought, as a mother, I'm not doing my job because it's my job to take care of them. And I always kind of thought homeless people are the ones with the signs on the freeway and pushing shopping carts.
Excited, it's just like you couldn't wait. Everything, as far as like getting into the place, we didn't know what to expect. We got here and they hadn't told us where the place was even at, where we were going to live. We didn't really care. We were just so excited about getting into the place. And then once we got a key to the door and they let us in, showed us what was going on, we shut the door and we couldn't believe it.
I think one of the things that we do, and that I think we do very successfully, is that we give them hope. And once a family has hope, then they know that things can get better, that they can make changes. And we do that by providing support for them. We do that by providing counseling for them. They have a lot of mental issues that go with being homeless. Not only the moms and the dads, but the children too. They get lost in the system sometimes. They go from school to school. They get behind in their education. And we really need to help them to say, you know what? There is a better way. This program is for you. If you follow it, you can be successful, not only for you, but for your children, and as a family, as a whole unit.
I think it gave him confidence to read out loud, because they participated and they had a set schedule every day where they read, and it helped him develop a love for books. After he participated in the reading room, when he was doing good in school, getting good grades, and I said, you know, I wanted to offer him a reward for doing so good and getting straight A's. He wanted to buy books. So he developed a love for reading, and now he has collected like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He has the whole set, because participating in the reading room, they expose them to all different kinds of authors and different kinds of cultures, and he learned a lot of things that he wouldn't have known about if he didn't participate in the reading room.
The reading room helped me learn how to read, and it helped me do my homework, because I didn't know how to do my homework when I was little.
There are a lot, I'm happy to say that there are a lot of success stories that we have had here, because people are ready to make the change, and they are ready to make the move toward finding sustainable living, and our program does work. And I can think of, many of our families are single moms raising their children, and I can think of one family in particular where they were very sad, they were very depressed. They had 3 children. One was a teenage son, and he literally broke down into tears when we were going through the application process, because he was so worried about his mom and what they were going to do and where they were going to spend the next night. They moved into our facility. They went through the 120-day program. They were very successful. The mom went back to school. They were actually invited to live in our 1-year program. The family is actually still with us and being very successful. The children, their grades have improved in school. The mom is going back to college so that she can get a degree and get a better job to help support the family. And by the time their year is up in our program, they will be ready to find an affordable, stable apartment or house that then they can take the skills that they've learned here and continue to be successful. Because one of the things we want to do is to break the cycle of homelessness. We want to make sure that the families are strong and stable enough to move forward. And we continue to provide support for the families. Even after they leave our program, we offer our services 5 years out. We want to make sure that that safety net is there for them, because when a crisis comes along, they need help. They know they can turn to us, and we will be glad to help them continue to be successful.
Well, it's getting a lot better now, so I really can't thank anybody else but these guys.
I would say thank you to Mary and Megan for changing my life and for giving me my self-esteem back, and for their commitment to the families and for their willingness to go above and beyond. It's not just a job for them. I think that this is a lifelong sacrifice, and they're really committed, and I appreciate it.
I think going through the depression, I had a lot of days where I was doing really well, and then I would have a week where everything was really hard, and just facing all the challenges and facing reality, and that I was actually considered homeless with my children, and trying to keep it all together, trying to still make sure my boys were on the right track in school and in their behavior, just every angle. And I stopped into the office and I met with Megan, and she didn't know it, but it was one of the hardest days that I was having, period. And she says to me, "You're such a good mother." And I don't think she knows it, but that helped me get through what I was going through at the time.